Good morning. Good to be with you again this morning. Building on the four pillars of a healthy Christian business leader, healthy relationships, biblical financial values, biblical spirituality, and then balanced living. This week, we're focusing on pillar number 4, which is balanced living. And the series is called Resting Without Guilt. So, resting without guilt. Today, I'm talking about the day God rested. And so as we continue on here, we live in a fast-paced world where people are always striving to do more, to work harder, and basically to just never stop. Just keep go, 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 go. We've all heard the statements, don't just stand there, do something. Or stop just sitting around. My dad used to love to tell the story about the farmer who would holler up at his hired hands, who I guess stayed on the farm, and he would get up in the morning and he would holler up at them and he said, "Get up, get up, get up. You know, it's in 2 days, it's going to be Wednesday and we haven't done anything yet." You know, and it's that kind of a mentality, that kind of an attitude. So here in the West, we have such a focus on productivity that if you take time off, we end up with a guilt complex, just because we took a day off, or we took an afternoon off, and then we just feel guilty about that. Well, when it comes to resting, who should we take our cues from? From our society that will drive us into the ground. And has produced countless casualties of this never-ending rat race mentality that we have. You know, this never stop, just keep on going. Is that where we should take our cues from? Or should we take our cues from the God of the universe, who creates us and knows what we need, even if we don't? You know, in Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, we read that God rested from all his work of creating. So here's some questions to consider. Why did God rest? Was he tired? Well, clearly he wasn't tired. Did he need to rest? Was he, somehow he had exerted himself and he got to that point where he just kind of I just need to sit down and I just need to rest? And again, the answer is no, he didn't need that. And then when he rested, did he just kind of lay back and do nothing? Just kind of, you know what, this is my day off, and I'm just going to do absolutely nothing. And again, the answer is no. That's not the case. In fact, in 1 Kings verse 18, verse 27, we have an encounter between Elijah and some other prophets. And so this is at noon, Elijah began to taunt them, saying, "Shout louder, for he is a god. Perhaps he is in deep thought, or occupied, or on a journey. Perhaps he is sleeping and must be awakened." Now, this is Elijah's battle the battle between Elijah and the false prophets of Baal. And where he said, okay, you guys build an altar and call out to your God, and whichever God brings down fire from heaven, that's the true God. And of course, nothing happened. And there were all those prophets, and they were yelling and screaming and carrying on. And that's where he was taunting them. And this tells us that basically Elijah never expected God to be on vacation, never expected God to not be available. And then you have, of course, in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 17, Jesus said in his defense, when people were questioning him about him working on the Sabbath day, Jesus said that God, his Father, never stopped working. And because God, his Father, never stopped working, that's why he could do what he did on the Sabbath day as well. So what did God do on the seventh day? It's pretty simple. He stopped creating. That's it. He stopped creating. He stopped doing what he was doing. He changed what he was doing. Again, in Exodus chapter 20, verse 11, God gives us this example. He speaks. He says, For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and everything that is in them, and he rested on the seventh day. For that reason the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. And throughout this week we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means. What does it mean that God blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy? And we're also going to talk about the significance of rest and why we should rest. And so this is going to be a significant thing. Good morning, Eric. Good to see you on here this morning. And today I just want to encourage you and challenge you to really think about resting, taking time to rest, to recognize that it's not a bad thing. And we shouldn't feel guilty about it. And again, who are you taking your cues from? So today, as you go about your day, I just want you to consider the fact that the God of the universe rested. And then, my hope and prayer is that throughout this week, if you struggle with guilt about taking time off, that throughout this week, we'll be able to deal with that guilt that you have to the point that you will not feel guilty for taking time to rest. May the Lord bless you and have a great day.